Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I want to talk about something that I think is very, very important. I did a video about this the other day, but we're going to go a little bit more in depth, and that is that this should all be a wake-up call to everyone in every country right now. And that is the fact that we are seeing bank runs and people running to ATMs for cash, and they're having a hard time getting cash out. What's interesting, and right now we're going to talk about Russia, okay? But what's interesting is that for the last 5 or 6 years in America, there have been times where I've ran into people, because I used to deal a lot in cash with some of my flip side hustles, and it was very hard to get cash out of the bank. I don't care how much money you think you have in the bank, if you try to go down and withdraw a certain amount of it, and usually, it seems, I've heard of people trying to get, I've tried to get $6,000 out before, and I had to go to 2 different branches because they didn't have the physical cash. All right, they've been slowly limiting the amount of cash people can take out every day. They make it difficult. You have to go out and ahead of time order it. Again, put in the comments, guys, if I'm not alone, if you guys have had that same issue. Talk about like what region of the country you're in, or what region of the world you're in, and how much you tried to pull out. Tell those stories. People need to hear this, okay? Because people need to be prepared. And in the last couple of weeks, we have seen literally runs on the bank, people running down trying to take out cash. They've been doing this in Canada, they've been doing it in Ukraine, and now they're doing it in Russia. And in the last 24 hours, it is becoming extremely evident how many long lines. Get on Twitter and Google Russia bank runs, or Google Russia bank runs, and look at the news articles and see the videos and the photos. The facts are, this shouldn't be. Anyone watching this channel, Ninja Nation, and guys, if you agree with this, please share this video out everywhere you can. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, because we need to get this information out, right? Because the only way to stop a crisis is that people are prepared, so they're not part of the crisis. All right, and I don't care what country you're in, anything about you other than you're a human being, and I don't want to see this happen to anybody. All right, be prepared, not scared. So the last 5 years, people have known how hard it is to get cash out in America, but yet how many people keep a good amount of cash somewhere stashed in case of emergency? All right, very few people do, and they become part of the problem, and they exacerbate the problem. Is exacerbated because more and more people come running down to the bank. And guys, they're already talking in these news articles of the Great Depression. It's hearkening. People are they're thinking about those videos, those famous films of people running to the banks and banging on the doors and screaming for their money. All right, right now we have that, but what's crazy is it's still peaceful and calm. People are just lined up, like 100 yards of people, lines of people, 100-yard long of people just sitting there on their phones, because they're being, they're not being educated. They're being, appeased. They're like, oh, I could just play Candy Crush while I'm waiting for my money. All right, but that's in the beginning few days of these things. Guys, we're seeing this on a global scale right now. It's happening 1 country, 2 country, 3 country. As this keeps happening, and I'm going to read part of this story, okay? And this story it says, just short of nuclear, the latest financial sanctions will cripple Russia's economy. And I'm telling you right now, they're giving blame to the sanctions. Stop thinking about the sanctions, all right? Stop thinking about the sanctions. This is insane. All right, first off, it says, over the weekend, the European Commission, France, Germany, Italy, Britain, Canada, and the US imposed 4 measures they will be holding off on, that they have been holding off on, sorry. First, they removed select Russian banks from SWIFT, the global financial messaging system that enables money to travel around the world. We're going to talk about that, and I'm going to tell you what Russia already has planned. They agreed to prevent Russia's, this is number 2, they agreed to prevent Russia's central bank from deploying its international reserves in a way that undermine the sanctions, crippling its ability to use foreign currency to support the ruble. So start thinking about all those agreements that Russia set up with other countries. Like right now, they're working on doing an agreement with India, even deeper ties with India in the Indian ruble, okay? So, or rupee, I apologize. So start thinking about that. They also use gold, all right? They committed to act against Russian oligarchs, specifically by limiting the sale of so-called golden passports to wealthy Russians. And then 4th, they committed to freeze the foreign assets of sanctioned individuals up to and including President Putin, as well as those of their families and enablers. If you're still here for the video right now, this is the most important part. First off, do you think the United States has the backing, the clout, with especially the world economies, not just Europe and them, to back this up. With all of the videos I've done with Russia and China and India doing deals, Saudi Arabia, all these countries, big countries, doing deals already for trade outside of the US dollar, do you think that as the US tries to impose all these things and bully them, when a lot of people understand what's really going on behind the scenes, that there's evil being discovered right now and unearthed? That's what's going on. Do you think that the US has the clout anymore? Do you think that the US financial system is what it used to be even 20 years ago? If the answer is no, then these sanctions, these threats can only last so long. I want people to understand that. That's why I think people need to be prepared, no matter where you are in the world. The facts are the world economic system is collapsing. And the US is trying to hold on to every last bit of power it can, but it's losing. Even in the cryptocurrency space. That's evident by what's going on with the SEC trying to enforce rules that they never set up with the XRP blockchain through trying to sue Ripple. Another thing that's very important that people don't understand is that Russia and China developed something called CIPS, C-I-P-S. It is the alternative to the SWIFT messaging platform. It is faster and cheaper for banks to go interbank transfers. All we are talking about is a messaging app. I want people to understand that. This is a text message style messaging app that goes between banks to talk about, transactions. Hey, bank A gave this much to bank B gave this much to bank C, and so on, in real time. Think about this. Do you not think that China and Russia are ready to pull the trigger? And there's going to be a coordinated event when this happens. And who will be left out is the EU and the US. And I want people to realize that. Countries have been going outside of the dollar for trade now for years. And in the last year, they have done so many deals outside of the dollar, whereas normally when they did this, we would go out and sanction them, and you have not seen any of that. The facts are, there's a lot of money, there's a lot of power that's being held up in certain countries. Remember, there's specific, special servers that are even held in the Ukraine. And I want people to realize what's going on behind the scenes. Guys, get this video out. I'm not joking. It's important to realize what's going on. Be prepared, not scared. That's the motto of Ninja Nation. This is why people are buying up precious metals hand over fist right now. This is why people are running to blockchain technology. This is why people are getting outside of the US dollar. The system is breaking down, and I want to see people prepared. And then when this crash happens, because you can't prepare everyone, not everyone's going to listen, we're going to charge the mound, guys, and we're absolutely going to crush it. And we're going to buy up all the land, all the property, everything we can, and then we're going to take it and be good human beings and help other people. All right, guys, that being said, I thank you so much for watching. The Economic Ninja is out.